In our world, empires rise and then they crumble. Nations redraw their borders, and entire histories get rewritten. But every now and then, you find a place that seems to operate, well, outside of time. A place that holds on, telling a story that stretches all the way back to the dawn of our modern age. I know, it sounds like something out of a fantasy novel, right? But what if I told you there was a republic, just a little flicker of ancient Rome's democratic spirit that just never fell? A place that has weathered every single storm history could throw at it and is still impossibly standing. And it all starts here. This is the traditional founding date. We're talking about a nation born from defiance, almost 200 years before the Western Roman Empire itself would finally collapse. This isn't just old, this is ancient. Just picture it. Perched atop the dramatic peak of Monte Titano, completely landlocked by Italy, you'll find the most serene republic of San Marino. It's a microstate, an enclave, and a living, breathing testament to an incredible 17 centuries of nonstop independence. So that brings up the big question, right? How on earth did it do it? How does a nation that's smaller than most big cities manage to survive for nearly 2 millennia? Well, its story isn't about conquering others. It's a story of extraordinary resilience, a fortress made not just of stone, but of an idea. And to really get it, you have to go back to its founding legend. The story goes that a stonemason, St. Marinus, was fleeing persecution from the Roman Emperor Diocletian. From his mountain hideout, he is said to have declared, "I leave you free from both men." So, from its very first breath, San Marino was meant to be a sanctuary, a place to find by its freedom. And believe me, that ideal of freedom was put to the test again and again and again. It somehow defied the ambitions of the infamous Cesare Borgia, it managed to outmaneuver a papal occupation, and incredibly, it even survived the devastation of World War II, sheltering over 100,000 refugees while bombs fell and German forces occupied the area. And get this, even Napoleon, that Napoleon, was so impressed by this little republic that he didn't try to conquer it. He offered it his protection. He even offered to give them more land. But San Marino's response was just a masterclass in thinking ahead. They politely said no thanks, probably figuring that taking gifts from a guy like Napoleon could cause big problems later on. They didn't want more territory, they just wanted to stay free. And that clever strategy of being a safe harbor, it would pay off in a huge way. During the chaotic unification of Italy, they gave refuge to the revolutionary hero Giuseppe Garibaldi. That one act earned them the lasting respect of the new Italian state. So when the dust finally settled, Italy literally formed around them, honoring their ancient borders and leaving them as an independent little island in a new Italian sea. Okay, so surviving all those outside threats is one thing, but we all know the real challenge can often come from the inside, right? So how has San Marino stayed so stable internally for 1,700 years? Well, the answer comes straight out of the history books of ancient Rome. Their system is absolutely fascinating. San Marino isn't led by one president, but by two captains regent, and they're always chosen from opposing parties to keep things balanced. Their term? Incredibly short, just 6 months. And here's a wild bit of accountability for you. After their term is over, citizens get 3 days to file official complaints against them, which could even lead to a court case. So, what's the point of this whole ancient system? Well, it's all about one thing: preventing any single person from ever getting too much power. It's a direct echo of the consuls from the Roman Republic. This is a radical and obviously enduring commitment to shared power and direct accountability. It's the bedrock of their stability. All right, so we've got an ancient republic with a Roman-style government. Cool. But how does a place like that thrive, financially in the 21st century? How does this tiny state on a mountain support a modern high-income economy? Well, it turns out its modern economy is this really smart, diverse mix. Every year, about 2 million tourists make the climb up Monte Titano, drawn in by the incredible history and, let's be honest, the breathtaking views. But while tourism is a big piece of the puzzle, the real economic engines are a strong banking sector and some very specialized industries. But where they've really been genius is in mastering these tiny little niche markets. They bring in a serious amount of money just by selling collectible postage stamps and their own unique euro coins to enthusiasts all over the world. You combine that with local specialties like wine and cheese and a friendly tax environment, and you end up with a surprisingly prosperous little economy. And all that prosperity shows up in some pretty surprising ways. Take this number, for instance. What do you think it is? It's the ratio of registered vehicles to people. San Marino is one of the only countries on Earth with more cars than citizens, a kind of quirky, modern symbol of its high standard of living. But here's the thing. The story of San Marino isn't just about surviving or making money. It's also a story of being a quiet, progressive leader. For a place so ancient, it has often been way ahead of its time. For such a tiny place, its impact has been, well, quietly huge. Yeah, it's the world's oldest republic, but it also got rid of capital punishment all the way back in 1865, long before most of its neighbors. In 2022, it elected the world's first openly gay head of state. And at the Tokyo Olympics, it became the smallest country in history to ever win a medal, proving once and for all that size has nothing to do with greatness. You know, this incredible story of endurance, it didn't go unnoticed. During the American Civil War, San Marino actually made Abraham Lincoln an honorary citizen. And in his letter back, Lincoln praised this tiny state, saying that its long history was proof that a government of the people really could be secure and lasting. So, here we are. In our world of giant superpowers and constant change, San Marino just remains. A 1,700-year-old testament to smart diplomacy, radical government, and an unbreakable commitment to liberty. Which really just leaves us with one final question. In World of Giants, what can we still learn from the enduring survivor on the mountain?